Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. This is the October 14th edition of the Carolina Weather Video, and we have one of our Carolina wedges setting itself up. This is the beginning of the chilly, occasionally rainy weather we've been discussing. But a couple changes in our forecast, at least some minor adjustments. I'll get into that. Plus, at the end of the video, the latest on the fall foliage report from across the region. So stay tuned to that again coming up at the end of the video. But let's get into the radar this morning. This is the 5 o'clock a.m. radar image, and a couple pockets of some heavier rain, one down through southern Alabama into extreme southern coastal there, Mississippi, and another pocket of some pretty good rain moving near the Ohio River there, Indiana, into parts of Kentucky. Close look at the Carolinas this morning, and this is what it looked like. We had some mainly light rain falling in the Piedmont zones of North Carolina down into the upstate of South Carolina. And we'll see how this unfolds. And let me go back to this first map. A lot of times when you get a lot of convection or heavy rain down here in Alabama and Georgia that's advancing southeast, like this area of rain is this morning, it can tend to cut off our tap of moisture. I have that sort of in the back of my mind dealing with today's forecast, but for the time being I'm going to continue to mention some intervals of rain as we go through the day today. And temperatures really just sort of hovering around the lower 50s to upper 40s for much of the day. So a chilly, occasionally rainy Wednesday forecast, and not a tremendous amount of change tomorrow. Low pressure begins to wrap up the coast. Still close enough, though, for some areas of rain around, especially as we go through tomorrow morning. And, of course, it's going to stay chilly. Still have a wedge in place tomorrow. These are tomorrow's high temperatures, probably, again, lower 50s. In most spots, maybe a few mid-50s mixing in. In relation to average, we're talking 10 to 20 degree below average temperatures in much of the eastern part of the country, from the Carolinas and points northward, even some 20 to 25 degree below average readings there in parts of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. Now, this is some of the forecast that's been adjusted with some of the guidance this morning. It looks like we're going to see a little bit of a push of some drier air aloft moving in for Friday. Assuming that occurs, we might see that wedge try to scour out at least temporarily. And it looks like we might have to bump up those high temperatures a bit for Friday. So maybe some lower 60s for highs Friday. And the rain chance looks much lower now for Friday than it did yesterday. So we might get away with a mainly dry day on Friday. But a big upper-level low drops in here on Saturday. This is a look at the upper air chart. This is actually 8 a.m. Sunday morning as that big upper low pivots through. The result on Saturday is the chance of certainly a couple pop-up showers, a possibility. Look at that 850 millibar zero line. That's the freezing line up about 5,000 feet, diving down to New Orleans and Pensacola. It's pretty far south for that 850 0-degree line to be punching in October. So this is a deep upper air trough and a lot of cold air aloft. So some pop-up showers are a possibility with a lot of cloud cover on Saturday. Looks like Saturday's highs low to mid-50s. Sunday maybe mid-50s. Still that pocket of cold air aloft overhead. And by the way, it looks like the mountains will pick up their first snow of the season this weekend. Nothing terribly heavy, but a couple inches possible in some spots, especially those favored northwesterly facing slopes there as we go through this weekend. For our area, it looks like mainly a dry day Sunday with the chilly temperatures, and as that upper low pulls away, high pressure builds in, and that's going to sort of clear out the sky. So, with the residual chilly air mass around, that we're talking some pretty cold mornings coming up Monday and Tuesday morning with lows down into the 30s. That's Monday. Looks like a beautiful sunny day, highs in the 60s Monday and Tuesday, but chilly morning temperatures in the 30s both of those days. And finally here out to Wednesday, there comes our next system diving down into the plain state. Still looks dry here on Wednesday, but the next rain chance would then move in toward the end of next work week. All right, let's take a look now at the fall foliage portion of the video, and this is a look from our friends up at Grandfather Mountain yesterday. That is the Lynn Cove Viaduct, and notice the color looks very nice. In fact, Grandfather Mountain and our friends up there reporting that this is the peak of the season there around that part of the high country. So the peak of the fall foliage season occurring right now in elevations above about 4,000 or 3,500 feet. The lower elevations will see that color at its peak probably within the next week or so. And here in the Piedmont, in terms of the fall foliage, we're probably still a week to 2 weeks away from the peak of the fall foliage season. So a lot of nice color to get out and enjoy. around the region. And hopefully the weather will cooperate a bit as we go through the next couple of weeks so you can get out and enjoy that color. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everyone have a wonderful day today. The next edition of the Carolina Weather Video should be posted Monday morning. So a couple of days without a video coming up. We'll be back in the saddle with a new video on Monday morning. Have a great day today, and God bless.